Very happy to welcome back the incomparable pianist, composer, band leader, Benito Gonzalez to the podcast. If you haven't listened to his previous episode, please check it out on Spotify, Audible, or YouTube. And we're excited to get back into things. So, Benito, good to see you, my
Hey,
friend.
good to see you, man. Yeah, we
You
had to do the second part.
part two, part three,
Yes,
part four.
indeed.
So, I know that it's been an exciting couple weeks for you. I wanted to talk to you about the new trio you're playing with Lenny White and Buster Williams. So, how long has that trio been working for?
Wow. So we started I would say 2 years ago. We started playing couple of concerts here and there, but we didn't do anything like stable. We were doing like two concerts here. We did two concerts there, but now since we are working in a new record. So we are trying to play more. It's more like a band now. I was talking to Buster last week when we played at the side door, and he was saying, "Yeah, this trio is becoming a great band." So it's so elastic because we have so much to cover. Like we cover like music from Herbie, we cover music from Chick, we cover my own originals, we cover some standards, and it's so organic. Like because of the sound of the music, I understand what they do, and they know my approach to the music, so we are like just having fun. And for my point of view, I'm just trying to keep the lineage going, even with my new record. I am like trying to keep that, you know, concept. I should say, because it's a lineage that we have to continue. For me, it's okay, yeah, the reviews and the magazines, and I've been fortunate enough that like my last three albums are being on the top of the charts of the radio always, but that doesn't matter to me. To me, is the most important part of a record is to keep the lineage and move, like moving the music forward. I always try to see what's going on in music, where we're standing, and then from there to push forward one more step. You
When
know.
you do the record, it's going to be, you already have been working together on all these gigs. Is it going to be hard to, is it hard to get that energy in the studio or, when you're doing with such stellar musicians, or you're just going to go into it like it's another gig?
Um, for me, it's usually like it's another gig because I usually have a sound already conceived in my head when I gonna play with this legend. So I just go straight for the sound. I go straight into the sound, straight, and they love that because man, I mean Buster and like Buster Williams was playing with McCoy before I was born. you know and
Yeah.
it was such an amazing band. It was Buster, it was Billy Hart and Asa Lawrence. They
Wow.
made, I mean, McCoy was like playing some brutal piano, and I wasn't even born yet. So it's well said that and well understood that when I come with certain sound, Buster understand like every note I play. Oh, forget it. I mean, we play Fly with the Wind, and he's like, his approach is so organic. It makes me remember that sound that I grew up listening to, the same as Lenny White, or like, Nick Payton.
Yeah. So his playing really brings out something in you it's really special.
Yeah, exactly.
So as far as, playing gigs and stuff, I know you just did something at the side door with them. Are there other things, other dates coming up besides the record recording that
Oh,
you
we
know?
have a bunch of stuff coming up. We're gonna go to Washington D.C. to Blues Alley. Finally, back to D.C. after
You're
this
home.
whole thing that happened to me in 2022 when I got stuck in Venezuela. I had to cancel like a bunch of tours and stuff. But now we're going back to Blues Alley in March. Then also in March we're going to Boston to the we're gonna play at Scholars. Then we're gonna play in somewhere in Maine. We have a concert at the university. Then we have in August. I think in the summer we have a couple of more dates. I am not remembering, but we are going to San Francisco to the Black Cat in August.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a nice room. Yeah. Then
There's nothing
then
like playing a club, right?
we headed to Japan for the first time for the end of the year, like November, December. We're gonna be at the Blue Note in Japan. I can't wait.
Man, you got a lot to look forward to.
Oh yeah, yeah. With them, yeah. I'm trying to absorb as much as I can with them because it's just for me it's a lesson every time I am on the stage with them. It's like I learn so much. It's a great lesson, and I absorb. And mostly, I try to understand the music that I grew up listening to, where they play, and understand the attitude, not just the notes and everything they play, but the attitude. You have to have that attitude and the way they interact with each other when we are not playing, when we having dinner. That's where the music happens. So for me, I'm trying to absorb all of it and just to apply it in my own. So I'm just honored to be there with them and to make music throughout the year with them.
Yeah, so it's like there's the music and the notes, then there's the other layer of listening, and then there's so many layers. But what you're saying, I guess, is that you're trying to get to the peak of being in the moment because that's where you really learn the most.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Interesting enough, when I perform with that trio specifically, we go for the sound, straight for the sound. We don't. I don't even think about the notes so much. We go for the sound. We have a sound. Sometimes I wanna establish a sound from the beginning, and I know they understand it, so I apply the sound, and that's where we go for. Sometimes the sound is a little more traditional. Sometimes the sound is a little more like 60s. Sometimes the sound is a little more fusiony. So there is so much room we can cover with this band. It's amazing. And
You know what? And you're becoming a musician that, like, the way you look up to them, musicians look up to you now this way. Like I was in France and I was talking to this piano player at at a jazz club, and he told me you're his favorite piano player.
that happens sometimes. I guess I'm old enough. Interesting enough. All I can say is I am honored. I mean, I try to be honest with the music, and I keep myself open like a student. When I like a chord, when I like something I heard, I always go and ask, how you do this, how you do that. So just to absorb as much as I can. But sometimes when I am in like random countries, like Slovakia or like Czechoslovakia or like anywhere like that. And, I usually go to jam sessions to see what's going on. When they see me coming in, they start playing like Sing a Song, or like
Oh,
Weinstein.
yeah.
And then the thing is, they play Sing a Song of Song, but they don't play the bridge. They only play the A part.
That's a trip, man.
Then they want me to play, and then I wait for the bridge. The bridge never came.
Oh, always.
It's so interesting, man. I love the piano players. I love piano players that they want to learn, and they are hungry for this concept. So I try to kind of like give them more as much as I can through social media. I'm just honored to be in this position, and I'm gonna try to honor that and to honor all the lineage of great piano players that were before me, that they paved the way for us, like Mulgrew. Kenny Kirkland, uh, you know, uh, all these the greatest, Kenny Barron, uh, you know, McCoy Herbie,
There's a lot of
it's
unsung heroes too of the piano, like even Mulgrew. Mulgrew was kind of an unsung hero in this,
yeah, exactly, exactly. I mean, he is still one of my favorites, man. I mean, I think about him pretty much every day. Yeah.
So, do you think that I that you're going to add possibly at some point adding like a horn to the band, or has that been talked about, or is
No, no, no. Well, on the live record, there is Nick Payton
Mhm.
in in the band, and for some of the concerts, we're gonna have Nick playing like one or two of the concerts. Wherever depending on the budget of the festivals. Otherwise, we just play trio. And I have a lot of other stuff as assignment too. I'm gonna go back out with Kenny.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
uh,
when's that coming up? Is that coming up
there is many things with Kenny through the year that I don't have the dates. They always send me this email with a bulk of gigs, and I never know until I get the email.
I was on
So,
the phone with
but
Matt Reeves
I
today.
spoke with him last like couple days ago, and yeah, there is some stuff that we're gonna do during the year, and it's usually great concerts. Like I don't do everything he does, but I do like a special tours that he put together for that kind of band that we have. Like it's me, Eric Wheeler on bass, and Michael O'Day on the drums.
Um, I was talking to Nat Reeves today on the phone,
That's my hero.
and he mentioned you. I said, "Oh, I just spoke to him last night." And he talked about playing with Pharoah.
Yes.
You know, he's Pharoah was kind of an enigma, hard to from the outside looking in for people who don't know him. And you got to work with him. You
Yeah,
know,
I was actually the musical director of the band.
see, a lot of people don't know this.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I met Farrell through Kenny Garrett in 2008 when we did the album Sketches of MD. Remember that?
Live at the
It's-
Iridium, right?
yeah, correct. And then Farrell is on it. I am on it. Jemire and Nat. That
Mhm.
was the band. So Farrell in 2018, when I joined his band in the first tour after a concert, I think we were in Denmark or something like that. He was so happy. He told me, "Man, I love you. I love you playing." He says, "I wanted you in my band since we met in 2008, but I knew you was very committed with Kenny, so I had to wait for you to get out of that." And then after I quit Kenny, he was looking for me for like a year.
Yeah.
Finally, he told his manager, "You need to find this piano player. I know he's not with Kenny anymore." And I was at the gym, and I got this phone call, and it was Anna, Farrell's manager. And she asked me if I wanted to join his band. I was like, "What a question!" I
Yeah, you'd
was
be like,
like,
"Oh,
"Of
let me
course,
think
man.
about
I've been looking forward to play with his band for so long. And it's been probably the best gig I ever done. I mean,
with Pharoah."
financially, logistics, musically, rhythm, love, all of that.
You had total freedom in a sense with him, and it sounds like.
Oh man, my first concert with the band was like he told me, "So yeah, you guys can they call the band, just go in and just we started playing Lazy Bird,
Mhm.
but he says don't play the melody, just start improvising." We were improvising for like 5 7 minutes, no Farrell. Like around the minute 9 or 10, he came out when the band was hot, and he played these bizarre lines, like shit that I never heard in my life, though. Not even Coltrane. That was in Amsterdam at the
That was the
Beam
first show
House.
in
I say.
Amsterdam.
That was the first concert I played with Farrell in 2018. Yeah.
You said it was the best gig you've ever done, and all the reasons logistically, musically, because because I know you're not down with people are going to tell you like, oh, when you play, do more of this, do more. Like you are who you are, and you should know what you're getting, right?
Right, right, exactly. Right, 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 right.
Yeah, like, oh, I want you to play this scale, and they're like, you'd be
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
no,
That's a little different now, you know. I
yeah,
mean, you go through there is levels in this music, you know. There is that level you're talking about, but there is the level where there is no talking. We just
yeah,
play
no
it.
talking.
There's no talking. It's like we get to the stage and let's hit it. You know, there's no talking.
Yeah. It's almost that's the younger musicians need to realize that.
Yeah, yeah. That's it takes a long time. And I actually I was having this conversation with somebody, and it's like jazz can't really be teach. The best school that I learned in jazz. I mean, when they asked me, "You went to college for music?" I said, "Yes, I went to the college of Pharoah Sanders. I went to the college of Kenny Garrett. I went to the college of Jackie McLean. I went to the college of Azar Lawrence. That's my college." And on the stage, I remember clearly being in like Tokyo, like my first or second time with Kenny and Nat Reeves. The music was so hot and it was so amazing. Like I remember thinking, man, Kenny has been playing for like 15 minutes. The first song. After him, I have to play a solo, and I was already exhausted from comping. So it was a big wake up for me. Like it's like, well, this is how it is, and that's how it is. It's gonna be, and this I love. I love to be here. This is what I wanted for myself, and thank God. It's been my job. I'm happy.
Yeah, it's the work is not the music. The work is the traveling and stuff, and
Exactly.
there are sacrifices you have to make with time and relationships, that sort of thing, and it's difficult.
Oh wow, yeah. Don't even go there, brother.
It's what it is, right?
Yeah. Well, it's it's been an interesting last month for me in terms of relationships, and all I can say is this: everything that happens is always for the best.
Mhm.
When something happens, it's an event. I don't see it as something negative. Like, yeah, some things happened the last month, and it's just an event. It's an event. It's an opportunity that life gives you to do something positive. Like I talk whatever I could and make it positive. I didn't see it as something so negative. Yeah, there is some things that sometimes hurt, but it's all for the best because what I do is like I see it as what can I do with this event to make it positive. And I make that positive and I make sure everything is cool, everybody is cool, and it's all good so we can keep moving forward. There's always, we have to keep moving forward. Sometimes the wheels are slower, sometimes the wheels are faster, but it's my concept is like we have to make medicine out of poison.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, life, and you're a great example of this. Life every day is waiting to kick us in the ass, in one way
Oh
or
yeah,
another.
yeah,
But
yeah,
you're
and
like,
you can't
okay, let's
really.
let's go. I got
Yeah,
it.
exactly. That's how I see it. And you can't really see it as something negative. It's always something that is either waking you up or making you realize that you have to do something. It's always something in those lines. It's like it's a wake up call, or it's something that you have to make some changes in life so you can be where you have to be and be better than you used to be. So for me, I always try to see it as something positive and keep moving forward. But I know cool things happen, but challenges also happen.
Yeah.
So it's all good. Yeah.
When you talk about you talk about challenges. The one thing that comes to mind is when we're just in general, like where sometimes we want more in our career, and you have so much, but I'm sure there's so much you still want to do. Like the sky is the limit.
Oh yeah. Um, for me, music for me is like it's a mission now. It's not I am not doing it for money, even though, we make some money, but I'm not doing it for just to have the recognitions. I don't need
Fuck
that
the money,
really.
man. You know what I mean?
And I don't need the recognition either because I play with the best. I've been lucky. I play with the number ones. I mean, Farrell. I mean, come on. I mean, Kenny. I mean, J Mac.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need nobody to really acknowledge what I do because I've been lucky. But what I want to accomplish, yeah, I think is the statement. I want to leave a legacy so so people understand that the music that I left is moving forward. Is not stuck in a time. It's a music that is moving forward. We take McCoy and then we're gonna move that a little forward. We
Yes.
take Herbie, we're gonna move that a little forward. We take Chick, we're gonna move that a little forward. That's the work. That's the mission that we have.
You know what I
And
love?
then
Like
also use the music as a tool to bring people together.
yeah, bring peace, bring
Yeah,
love.
exactly.
I love how, you were talking about, we go in your career, we talked about, it's like Jackie McLean and then Kenny Garrett and then Pharoah Sanders, but like there's still so much more to do. Like you got to just, I mean, I'm sure sometimes you think about like, what's going to happen? What am I going to accomplish in the next 10 years? Like just to think about that, it's probably so exciting.
Yeah, there is a lot
You're just getting
that
started
that,
in a
that there
sense.
is a lot coming up for me. I'm on one of the best moments in my career right now in terms of music, meaning that my music is like is in a place where um, is making like more like an statement, more than just doing a recording or playing live. Every time I go on the stage or I go in the studio, is to make a statement, is to leave a legacy and feeling that I push this music a little bit forward, even more than what I used to be. So I am on one of the best moments in my career in terms of music, and also in life. In life too, life has been nice with me, and I have nothing to say, but it's all good. I'm happy, and I'm happy to have the opportunity to play and to hang around people like you. Some of my cool friends.
Are you happier? Are you the happiest you've ever been in your life now, you
Oh,
think?
totally. I can tell you that for sure. And mentally and everything, it's like there is the moment where everything is in place. That's how I feel right now. So, I'm, 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 I'm glad to be where I am today. Really.
Yeah. I mean, you're such an inspiration to so many musicians, and there are a lot of negative people in this business, but like you have the attitude. It's just you got this is what the world needs, is just the positivity and people who love what they do and stuff. And like you said, because of that, you're the happiest you've been in your life.
Yeah. Well, I find when people have something negative in their mind in terms of their lives, because it comes out in what you do, whether it's music or whether it's something else. It's something that you have to deal with. It's something that comes from before. It's nothing. I'm sure it had nothing to do with music. It's something that people deal with, and usually the best thing to do is to get healed or get help, like therapy or something like that, to able to accomplish, uh, so you can have peace. So whatever you do, you can see it from the outside. The problem sometimes is that we get so blinded when we are dealing with something outside of music or whatever we do, that we don't see that what's in front of us is amazing. We
Mhm.
want more and more, and but what you have now is great. What do you mean you want more? What you have now is like you are like playing with all the legends. You are playing with the best musicians in the world. Why do I have to be mad?
No, I think that's the best way to look at it. You know, I just want to tell the audience, it's a pleasure to interview Benito again and call him a friend. We've known each other for a while, and
Oh yeah.
and you have to, and please, and everybody stay tuned for part three because Benito is going to be a frequent guest on the podcast.
Yes, indeed. Great to see you, brother.
Yeah, man.